Welcome back to the show, everyone. If you follow Gene Simmons' Family Jewels, you know that he and the lovely Shannon Tweed just got married recently, but not before they went through a marriage boot camp.
They went to a little boot camp after 18 years of courtship. They finally decided to tie the knot. That's taking your time, kids. Tina Konkin is joining us now to tell us a little bit more about that. How are you,
Hi,
Tina?
How are you?
I'm good. Good to be here.
So first of all, tell us what it is that you do with
Yeah.
your marriage boot camps and counseling.
The camp that Gene and Shannon went through is our couples retreat, and it's a relationship boot camp really for people that aren't married. It doesn't matter. It's people that are in a serious relationship. And for them, yes, 28 years it took to get there. But I think for them it was more that Gene would never get married. And so, you know, it finally came to a place where their kids were grown and it's
Was it
time.
really 28 years? I thought it was 18 for some reason.
No, 28
That is
years.
like
That is a long...
the longest engagement ever.
Isn't it? And not even engaged. He still called her his girlfriend till the Belize thing, you know.
Yeah.
But I think she finally said, you know what, the kids are grown and I want more. You know?
How common is that? I mean, in your line of work, of course, you're talking to people throughout different stages of their marriage or their relationship. How common is that when the kids are sort of growing up and getting ready to move on with their own lives?
Well,
that
most people
encounter?
don't wait 28 years.
No,
that's a record, I think, you know. But it's very common as the kids go through, actually they say statistically wise, the first 7 years, okay? So between 3 and 7 is the worst for divorce.
So there's truth to the 7-year itch.
There is, there really is, and I think that's the beginning of kids maybe start coming after the 3-year mark, and again you go through a different chapter and you start feeling like, this is different, you know, and you can't be as selfish anymore. And then after 7 years, even if you don't do counseling, if you just ride it out, it usually fixes itself, but that itch makes you in big trouble. Then there's another little itch after the kids get a little bit older. Then it's like Shannon, I want my, it's that itch again, I want my life.
Yeah,
you know?
and I want it right.
Now, it is reality television, but Mike and I have met and know Shannon Tweed. She wasn't kidding around with all of this.
No.
It was almost the end for her. So how do you take a couple like that, because there was public infidelity with the sex tape involved, and how do you repair that or help them to trust each other again?
Right. Well, you know, they were both at a point where they needed to either make it work or let it go.
Yeah.
And they had 28 years invested. They had 2 gorgeous, beautiful children, you know, and so there was a lot invested. But when they contacted us at the Relationship Boot Camp, when they phoned, I said, look, if this is about reality TV and it's not real, we just don't do that kind of stuff.
I don't think Gene knew what to expect, because when you watch the show, he said, hit me where it hurts, and really took that to heart.
I don't think he was waiting for that at all, because, and you know what, that was in the first 5 minutes.
Amazing.
That was first 5 minutes, you know, and I was trying to get through to them because our programs are 4 days, 40 hours.
Yeah.
And they basically gave
40
us...
hours in 4 days, that's intense.
That's intense, okay? We start at 10 o'clock in the morning, go till 10 o'clock at night. So we're intense because we do more in that 4 days than you can get 2 years of counseling.
Yeah.
How is it with couples? Because of course, both sides of a relationship have to be invested in trying to save a marriage. So how is it for you to make sure that these people are on the right path and have the same frame of mind of what they want to achieve?
Well, first of all, even with Gene, when he gave me permission, I really start right from the get-go, this isn't about the relationship, okay? This is about you. And when you showed up in the relationship. There's nothing wrong with a relationship. Relationships are actually really nice things. You know, they keep you warm at night, and you know, when you're crying, there's a shoulder to cry on. The relationship part is awesome. What's wrong is you showed up.
Right.
That's what's wrong.
So you tell it like it is then.
But it's
is.
amazing because, you know, even within this conversation, we're talking about, you know, working on your relationship, but how important is it to go back maybe even before you enter marriage and talk about who you are and your needs and what you need in that relationship?
And if you've watched the episode with Gene Simmons, that's exactly where we went.
Yeah.
You know, was the respect for women. Where did that all go? When did it go? Because obviously for the life he led, the respect for women isn't there, right? I mean, he himself, I did not say, you don't remember their name. he said that.
Yeah.
Right? I just repeated his words.
He said it like a defense. That
Yes,
was the other
I
thing
don't-
that
yeah,
I saw
I
you
love
go, "Huh?"
Yeah, exactly. Oh, that makes it better because you don't remember their name.
I think
Yeah.
when it comes to infidelity, people often use excuses in their head to justify it to themselves
totally.
because it's a horrible thing to do to another person.
To another person. And so for him to justify it to Shannon, you're the only woman I ever loved. You know, I've never said I love you to anybody. But that still hasn't made it right for her.
Now,
Yes.
we have to shift gears a little bit because Mike is really upset that Kim Kardashian's marriage didn't work out. He is. I am too. Because
I'm upset that it even happened.
I believe in
That's
true love.
more right.
Now, it is the relationship that everybody is discussing, and everybody's dissecting what could have gone better or what went wrong. What is your opinion on such a public Hollywood romance, marriage, and divorce?
72 days.
Well, you know what? Let's look at the old saying, you're in love with love. I
Right.
think she was in love with the wedding. You know, I think $10 million later, okay? So she was in love with the wedding, the beautiful dress, the walking down the aisle, the whole fanfare of it all. I think that's what she wanted. And maybe when her last relationship didn't work out, I think she just was into settling down. I think Kim, at the heart level, is a really sweet girl.
That's what I've been telling you the whole time.
I really do. I think she got wrapped up in this big, you know, Hollywood has
fairy
a way.
tale.
The fairy tale. She was
Yeah.
the princess, and you know the whole world would be watching, and she was going to do the best.
Well, and once again, that theme that we've been talking about, there was no groundwork for that relationship
Exactly.
to ever flourish or be
Exactly.
fulfilling for either
yeah,
of them.
and you know what? If you come to our boot camp and you're not married and there's no children involved,
Yeah.
I will try to break you up so bad. I will go so below the belt because if I can break you up before you get married, I'm saving generations.
That's a
That's a really good point.
I tell them.
Tina, I'm a little bit in love with you today.
I know.
What are your tactics to break people up?
I go
What do you
below the
do?
belt, man.
Wow.
But it's a
I do.
fascinating idea because
is.
if you're not showing that person vulnerability, if you're not showing that partner, that person that you're entering
Or
this
the
life with,
Or your baggage.
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
all those things that you need and that you're worried about and you're scared of. I mean,
Yeah. Well, and you know what? When they walk in there, I make it straight up. I tell them right now.
Something tells me you're a feisty one.
Oh, I tell them. You know what? It is my goal. It is my duty to take you out of this relationship.
Atta
Because
girl.
you're going to know everything there is to know, including when he farts. You're going to know it. You are going to know
It's
it.
like you can read my mind here.
Yeah.
This is like a marriage.
Sorry, did you know when I farted? Did you tell? I thought I really.
Smell-o-vision.
Oh,
Anyway, if
Tina,
you
love it.
want to join in on one of the boot camps or counseling, you can go to the website. It's pretty intense stuff. And as we just mentioned, as Tina just said, you don't have to be married to go to the boot camp.
Yeah.
She'll try and break you up if you're in a relationship.
Couplesretreat.com or marriagehelpcenters.com as well. You can go to get more information and how you set it up and when you can go and all those things. Tina, thank
Thanks
you.
again.
A real pleasure
Thank
to meet you
you
in
for
person.
having
We're going to
me.
take a break.
Thank
When we
you.
come back.